Welcome to the intersection of technology, cybersecurity, and society. Welcome to ITSP Magazine. Knowledge is power, now more than ever.
Look at that, Marco.
10-15 minutes, then we cut it. We're out.
That's it. No more. That's all.
No more questions. So don't even go there.
Exactly.
All right. What are we doing here? Why 10-15 minutes? What we're gonna use this 10-15 minutes for?
We're gonna play a game, Marco.
Yeah. Oh, it's scary. Scary.
No games. No games. Guess what's on our mind.
Well, good luck. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. No, I'll tell you what is my mind. It's been for a while, actually. RSA conference, that's on my mind.
That's a big thing for sure.
Coming up. Big thing. A lot of people coming, a lot of people going, and a bunch of people from ITSP Magazine. So I think we're going to use this time to kind of make an announcement about that. And also the fact that we have decided, if we can stick with the plan, to have a 10-15 minutes little catch up every week on what has been going on and what is coming up on ITSP Magazine, as lately there is a lot going on. So it's also a way maybe for us to kind of like think things over, right? Things in our head and make sense of all of this.
And people might think we planned this.
I don't think anybody is even getting close to know that we're planning it.
As you're talking, I'm thinking there's so much to talk about because we haven't done this yet. So I mean, there's a lot from the last few weeks.
Here's my plan. Look, white.
Yeah, a white page.
There's my notes. Yeah, white page.
Perfect. I just OSINTed you from the other side of the paper. I can see what you printed. All right. So where do we begin? So you mentioned it, RSA. Let's just start with that. We'll probably end up there again at some point. But I mean, San Francisco, big event, lots of people. We have a ton going. Let me just pull up the page because there's just so much. Let's see. Until we're not even prepared for this. So ITSPmagazine.com. If you want to follow along while you're listening, /RSAC. ITSPmagazine.com /RSAC. And we have all the latest news from the conference. We have highlights from the village, the aerospace village that we're doing coverage for and with, and our chats with some of the organizers. We actually spoke with Aerospace Village already. And let's see what else we have here. We have a ton of conversation. I actually just today recorded with Alan Friedman from CISA talking about supply chain and SBOMs. We have Amit. We did one with Karen Eber. We have one with Ken Monroe, Pentest Partners, RSA Executive, Rohit Guy, hacking space devices, again with more Aerospace Village. So a lot going on before. We call those our chats on the road for those who haven't followed us before. And then should I get into the broadcast alley while we're here?
Yeah, why not? I mean, that's another way to bring ITSP Magazine to San Francisco. So a lot of our hosts are going to be there, going to have panels, and I guess you have a list. I'll let you read that.
I have a list.
You're good at reading. You're really good.
I am good at reading. You can. And then they went to So I mean, a lot of our hosts that play in the cyberspace and beyond are taking advantage of the broadcast alley with us. So we have Chloe Mustagi, Alyssa Miller, Taylor Parsons and Kayla Williams, Philip Wiley, and MK Palmer. And so they each have a show, obviously, on ITSP Magazine. We have the Hacker Factory with Philip, Leadership Student with MK. We have Lockdown with Kayla and Taylor. We have Securing Bridges with Alyssa Miller, Security Strategy with Chloe Mastagi, and Tech Done Different with Ben Schmerler. And Ben is gonna take the reins there. He shares that show with Ted Harrington, of course. And I'm not going to go through all the episodes. I encourage everybody to kind of look here, but topics ranging from pen testing and being a leader to GRC and ESG, and then I have two panels myself, Marco, that I'm pulling together. One is called the Augmenting the Analyst, so looking at AI and security operations, and the other is Budgeting for Minimum Viable Security. So all about the business security that there. So those are all Moscone West, the broadcast alley. We have 2 or 3 slots every day of the week that we're in there, and our hosts are in there. So I would encourage people to drop by. You can see the schedule on our site. Drop by, wave, poke fun at us, ask us questions, take pictures, stick around, say hi after we're done recording. The plan is once we get the recording, we'll produce and publish those straight away. So,
and that's exactly what I was going to add. So,
right.
we came from 3 years at this point of pandemic. We have learned one thing, that not everybody can go to San Francisco or to Las Vegas or Singapore or wherever all these events are happening. In London, we may go because it's our job to cover this, but our job is also to share with everybody that is not able to pay for the ticket, to take free time, and maybe the company is not paying for that, and they want to know what's going on. And so our job is to, again, get together with people there, share what's going on, bring you the keynotes before they actually have a keynote, and they give an introduction to what's going on. So our job is that, but also the events, they've also realized that it's an important thing to keep it hybrid. And so many of the conversation, from what I understand, they'll be on demand as well. So that's our kick for RSA conference, for which we're a media partner for the 8 years.
That's incredible. 8
in a
years
row.
Partner. US and APJ.
Seems yesterday I didn't even know what RSA conference was, and you brought me there a long time ago. So thank you for that.
I dragged you along, and it's only possible by or through the support of our sponsors. I mean, we don't charge people to listen or watch our content, and we don't charge our guests to share their keynote stories and things like that. So it's our sponsors that allow us to be up there and capture all these things. And this year's coverage is brought to you by Black Cloak, Brinka, and Sandbox. And so excited to have them join us. You'll get to hear stories from them as well. Black Cloak story is already published, so be sure to listen to that with Chris and Daniel. And we have stories from Brinka and Sandbox AQ coming up soon.
Yep. And we still have some room. RSA conference not happening for another couple of weeks. And if you're looking to expand your brand, and either you're there or not as a company, you can attach your brand, share your story with our audience. And as a part of the RSA conference coverage, we usually get a lot of people listening to what we do, not because me and you. I mean, if people are watching the video of this, we decided to put ourselves very, very small on top of a UFO with a view of the Griffith Observatory and the A-lay flat skyline at night.
That's right.
But it's the people that we talk to. Those are the ones that you should join us to listen and join us to sponsor, because those are the ones that are making the difference in this industry. We're just a storyteller. Talking about stories, because we gave us a 10 minutes, 15 minutes limit. One of the reasons why we're going to do one of these every week is because once a week, sometimes even more, we share the podcast that we have recorded or the one from the other shows, and we share it on a newsletter. So if you don't get the newsletter, this is your newsletter. We're going to quickly go through what we have this week. And of course, you can go on the homepage and find this. as well. But there is a conversation. Guess what? With organizer from the RSA conference. So as we said, the coverage already started. This one was with Cecilia Murtag Marinier, and it was about all the new stuff coming at the RSA conference. Sean, maybe a quick recap of that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to do this for every episode, but I mean, Cecilia warrants mention here because she brings a lot of the newcomer people and newcomer technologies to bear in the industry through her work at RSA conference. With her scholarship programs and college programs and the sandbox and the launch pad and all the events and everything. So we talk about all those things in that episode, which is
we
really
did.
Cool.
We did. So catch that up on the website under the RSA conference coverage page. Yeah. Then we had the first episode of the lockdown. You mentioned Kayla and Tyler are going to be two of our hosts. Show on ITSP Magazine are going to be on Broadcast Alley. If you want to catch their first show where they pretty much introduce themselves, you're going to find it as well in this week podcast. And then as I'm scrolling down from Redefining Society, go figure. That's kind of for me. Great conversation actually with my friend with the High Alert Institute, with Dr. Ramirez and Alison Sakara, and we talk about cosmic care. And I love that because it's artificial intelligence in healthcare in space, where we talk about how do we take care of people in space when there are delays, when we cannot actually have people, in a surgery room. We're going to have to be very dependent on computers and artificial intelligence and robotics. So very sci-fi, but I really enjoyed that conversation. Nice. Tech Done Different, another episode of our friends.
Ben Tedder on that one, I believe, with Nick Hughes embodying authenticity. So good to have.
Great topic.
Yep, exactly.
Absolutely. Let's try to keep it real, right?
Yeah, says the unauthentic. No, I'm joking. Yeah. And then many people may not know, Marco, that we're rooted in technology and security, you and me, respectively. But we often like to break out of that and talk about other things that interest us, inspire us, concern us, whatever the case may be. A lot of that takes place in our Audio Signals podcast, where this week we published toxic chemicals taking over our waterways and weeds taking over the waterways, and we're using toxic chemicals to get rid of the weeds, and there has to be a better way. So we had a conversation with Tara Lordy about that and some alternatives for that. So definitely not cyber. There is technology in there, of course.
Yeah. How can you talk about things without touching on technology? I try, but unless you're doing fantasy books, it's going to come in some technology. I'll tell you where you would not bring in technology. It's we had the second episode that I co-host a new show called The Perspectives. With we had a guest, Shai Tubali, and my co-host for that is Dr. Susa Bernstone, and the two of us really talk about often not technology. But stay tuned, because we end up talking about technology in the following episode. This one is about meditation and how to unleash inner peace in our chaotic world, and that's really about taking distance from technology, our devices, and reconnect with ourselves. So I don't know. I had a good time. I learned a few things from that one, and definitely different from what we usually do. And
I think that's a general objective for us, right? Is thinking and learning, at least thinking, eventually learning. And I just want to take a minute. I know we're coming up on the end of our slot.
You have 1 minute. I'm going to turn it off.
All right. So not published this week, or maybe in one of the previous ones, but anyway, we have other shows that people may not be aware of yet. So we have the Braden Anderson show, where he talks about Black resilience. We have Charlie Camarda, who leads. He has Leading Edge Discovery. He's an astronaut and brings amazing, cool space program folks on with him. Stories from Space with Matt Williams. He talks all kinds of things space, from research and alien life and all kinds of things. Off the Record with Saman, she's exploring the world of moving abroad and getting set up as a student in university in the U.S. after living elsewhere. So lots of cool things there. What else do we have? The Founder Pack with Brendan Rod talks with founders of different companies. And you mentioned the Lockdown podcast with Caitlin Taylor. Obviously, many more shows. One coming up, and I would encourage everybody, if you're able to join us in San Francisco, is MK Palmer's Leadership Student. So not cyber, not tech, all about leadership, all about being a person and inspiring others to do good things. And I'm excited to have his show on. So he's planning his first episode for around the time of RSA conference, and he has a spot in the broadcast alley as well. So looking forward to seeing him, hearing his new show when it airs.
Yep. And I think we try to pack so much in this, but I think that as we get going, we will take a little bit more time. Maybe we will highlight one of the show. And just so you know, we are excited because there are a few other shows in the channel and ready to roll on your podcast player, whatever that is. I'm going to finish this by asking you to look at what's happening here, unless you're just listening to the audio. In that case, I just say, subscribe. You don't have to subscribe to all the show. Just pick the one that you really like and do that. We also have,
if you like them all, you can subscribe to ITSP Magazine, the main.
Or subscribe to all of them. And if you're watching the video and you're enjoying this view of LA from one of my favorite places, because it's about astronomy and about space exploration, you can look underneath. It says subscribe to our podcast on your favorite player and our videos on YouTube, because we're on YouTube too. So check it out. With these, we're already 2 minutes out. Well, I knew it was going to happen, so nothing new here.
It's a very lofty goal there.
Well, stay tuned. Enjoy the music if you can hear it underneath, and if you don't, bump up the volume, because we're going to be talking. We're going to be sharing knowledge as much as we can, and we want to hear your feedback. So please let us know what you think about the episode, and if you want to hear something that we haven't talked about yet, let us know. We're here because of you guys. And 5,000 followers on LinkedIn. So maybe not much for NBC, but quite a bit for ITSP. So I even rhyme it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. See you next time, next week, hopefully.
We hope you enjoyed this conversation. If you learned something new and this story made you think, then share ITSP Magazine with your friends, family, and colleagues. If you represent a company and wish to associate your brand with our conversations, sponsor one or more of our columns. We hope you will come back for more stories and follow us on our journey. You can always find us at the intersection of technology, cybersecurity, and society.